Good evening. This is Sue with My Step Ahead. It's just about 6 o'clock or so on Thursday, the 24th. Just wanted to pop on here real quick for just another short live about Eating Disorder Awareness Week. And tonight I want to talk about how you can help. Odds are you know someone who is struggling with an eating disorder, and everyone wants to help somebody. But because eating disorders are um, they're an addiction. So there's a lot of secrecy around them. There's a lot of defenses around them. So it can make it very intimidating about how you might be able to help influence life. So I wanted to talk about that for a quick minute tonight. And the main thing that I would say is that you have to be the right person. Not everyone is going to be the right person to communicate a concern, and not everyone is going to want to hear about a concern from just anybody. Think about it. When someone wants to come to you and has a concern about something, you gauge if you're going to listen to them or not based on the history, based on the depth of the relationship, based on your trust level with that person. So those are things to consider as well. So say you have a friend and you've observed some behaviors and you want to express your concern about that. First of all, take a step back and really think through the depth of the relationship that you have. Is your interaction mainly focused around social things? Is it laughing and joking and having fun? If so, that's great, but that may not be the best foundation to have the conversation you want to have. At the same time, if it's a relationship where you're able to share your concerns that you have with your friend and they can give you feedback, and that person can share concerns with you and you give them feedback, that's a solid foundation. There's a trust level, there is an authenticity, there is a genuineness there, and that is what you want. So if that has already been established, then you may be a good person, the right person to speak into that person's life. Once you know if you're the right person, then it becomes how. How do I express this concern? What do I say? I don't want to offend them, but I'm concerned. A lot of us, the general communication skills that you hear other people say, never started with you. When someone comes to you and say, "Hey, Sally, you," right away, your defenses go up. You're not going to listen because you're feeling attacked. Same situation here. When you have something, especially the gravity of an eating disorder concern, that you want to share with someone, it is best to focus on the observable behavior and to use I statements. I am concerned for when I see this. I'm concerned. I've noticed that you isolate after we eat dinner. I'm concerned for you because it seems that when we go out, to eat somewhere, you really don't seem to be hungry. When you express things from that angle, coming from your observations and sharing your concerns, that softens the acceptance. That lowers the wall. And again, because you already have that foundation, you are able to speak into that person's life. You're not necessarily looking to try to make change. You're simply communicating a concern. You are expressing yourself. You are sharing that concern, and you're simply letting them know that you've noticed. Most likely, people may not respond immediately, but you've planted a seed, and that person now knows that you are concerned. And the most powerful thing is that after you express your concern, you pick up right where you left off with the relationship. You still go out with them. You still talk to them the way you did. It's not going to be an elephant in the room because you've already put it out there and you love and you care about that person and you have a great relationship with them. So you just pick up where you left off. That lets that person know that they aren't being judged. Simply that you had a concern, you love them enough to put it on the line, and then you kept moving on, and that you weren't judging them, that you weren't rejecting them if they didn't do what you were hoping they would do. The other thing as well is sometimes just going into a conversation like that and just having some resources in your mind. Maybe you want to talk to somebody to help you kind of work through and role play through a little bit of how you can phrase things, what to say. Maybe list out some of those concerns and find ways that you would say it and express that to somebody. All those things, because if you are concerned about someone's eating behavior to the point that you want to bring it to their attention and express your heartfelt concern for their well-being, it's not something to be rushed into. You want to make sure, again, that you're the right person. You want to list out some of the observable behaviors, especially when you're talking with them. Do not comment on appearance. If you were to look at someone with an eating disorder and say, man, you just look so skinny, you've just lost so much weight, you have just validated their behavior. Because in their mind, the eating disorder is going to tell them, hey, it works. This person just told me I'm getting what I wanted to get out of this. So I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. So don't focus on the appearance, and don't focus on anything like that. One of the best ways we can help people with eating disorders is watching how we talk. If we're saying, oh, I'm going to be bad, I'm going to eat that dessert tonight. I got to work off this. I'm going to do an extra workout tomorrow because, I ate too much tonight. Or, anything like that. Food is not good or bad. Food is. And when we start putting a moral compass of calling a food bad or a food good, or saying, I'm bad because I ate this thing, you are now saying that food is bad. And food is not good or bad. So how we phrase things makes a big difference. How we interact. Do we use the phrase, oh, you look anorexic, any of those little things, or, man, you sure are eating a whole lot. Anything like that can be a trigger for someone who is suffering an eating disorder. Because again, back to point number one, so many people are suffering and we probably don't know about it. So it's a two-pronged approach. It's how to watch what we say when we're around people that we may not know are dealing with an eating disorder. But then it's also how to approach someone when you have that established relationship with them. So there's a lot that goes to it. If there's something I can do, if you want to talk through a couple things, maybe you have a concern with somebody and you want to talk about some ideas of how to phrase things, I would be happy to do that. Go to my website, SueBowles.com, send me a message. I will get in touch with you and let's just talk. I want to help you reach out to your friend or family member or whomever that you have a concern about. And if I can do something to help prepare you for that, I'd be happy to do that. Tomorrow night, I want to come on here. I do have a podcast to do at 5:30, so I'll probably be on a little earlier tomorrow. But I'll be on, and I just want to talk about a few resources that are out there, things that you can access on the internet, so that you can look at things right now, screening tools, education, articles, all kinds of stuff like that. So appreciate you guys jumping on. Have a great night. Stay safe. I know here in Ohio, we're going to get a little bit of weather, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll probably be on around 4:30 tomorrow because I've got a 2-hour live stream from 5:30 to 7:30 with a podcast host. So have a great night.